film? What themes? What moved you? What did you like?
Two beautiful souls. Everything.
Yeah.
The honest vulnerability.
Go ahead.
He set the North Star, even though it seemed really, really, really far away, and he just went for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So he set the North Star, and he really went for it. So, yeah. So the question always becomes, why make a film about someone? I spent 3 years of my life making this film, and what I took from it is, without Shane saying yes, I don't know that we have a movie we would have shown in theaters. We had to have him, Shane. We had to. Because Walter, and so what I would want to ask is, Shane, the first question, what were your hesitations? You know, you and I talked a lot. What were the things you needed to know to be able to do this?
Well, I was really scared that audiences would see me in a bad light. They would think of me as the girl that broke Walter's heart, and that would be on my gravestone.
What was that moment during the show when everyone's, I explained, because we interviewed you, and you were pretty nervous during that show. Explain that.
I was nervous because I felt so bad. I was listening to the lyrics and I was going, 3 lies, wait a minute. What 3 lies? Wait, I don't remember 3. You know, I took everything personally. And it was really tough, actually, to sit there. And I loved the music. I loved seeing Walter up there, but I had to really work hard not to feel guilty. It took a while. I took some processing to get over it. And even after the show was over, it took days. It took days, and I remember I called Walter and left messages and voicemails like, can we talk? I feel really bad, can we talk? But he didn't call me back. Why did you not call me back?
Hold on. You've seen it a couple of times, you've now seen it as an audience. How do you feel about the film and how it portrays your story?
I think that it was authentic, it was honest. I know I tried to be as authentic, as honest as possible, and I know Walter did, and how do I put my thoughts into a clear, concise paragraph? But I think that the movie works. I think it's quirky enough and unusual enough, but it's also inspiring. It's super inspiring, and now that I've had some time away from it to get beyond the personal part, I've been able to really appreciate it as a great piece of art, you know, from all sorts of different angles. So thank you.
Okay. So that was an important one that I wanted to cover. Now let's open it up to you. Who has a question, and I will repeat it.
So there was one child in the movie, this the other gentleman that you spurred our guy, just say Walter, and the other gentleman you had more than one? Is that the person?
I had 3 children.
Oh.
Yeah. And I don't know if my daughter is still here or she left, but if she's here, stand up, Jess.
I've coached her on, like, when I first gave her the link to the movie.
Just stand up for a second. And
There you go.
yeah, that's my daughter.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Walter, I've known you since 1979, I think.
No, we became TM teachers together at Estes Park in 1970.
So, you've got like 2 lives. You're in the dome every day, twice a day, and it's long ramping. And then you've got this
it's about balancing the whole picture of his life.
Now,
That's what he's doing.
have any of you ever heard of transcendental meditation? I mean, are you familiar with it? Some people call it TM. You can find a place to teach you if you want to learn. But essentially, it comes back down to the fact that I, along with about another 50 or 60 people, every day now, 7 hours a day, in a couple of weeks it'll be 19 straight years we've all been rounding. And during rounding for 19 straight years, the amount of continued clarity and youthfulness and energy that I've got led to me to be able to have literally a 200% life, where I'm out there jetting around the world at the same time I'm in the dome, you know. So it's very interesting. It all comes back to practicing TM for me. All that energy and clarity really does that.
I'm going to ask a loaded question. How many times is the word transcendental said in this movie? 0. Yeah, 0. Yeah. Faith practices, he's a meditator, and then shots in the dome. I made a film about a Mormon rock star, and I asked the director, who was a Mormon, how are you going to handle his Mormonism? He said, I'm just going to show you how it impacts his life. So in King of Kong, we have Walter talking about TM, and we have him going to the dome and talking about how meditation affected his life for gaming. In this one, the word is never said, because it's just the practice he does. And so we really made what we felt like, if anybody wants to see it, it's called New York Doll. It's one of my favorite films with Nate. But a very similar thing here where we didn't have to spoon feed an audience that doesn't know what TM is. He's a meditator. And I think that was part of how we wanted to present his story. Right here.